It's on. Crazy. Once again, it's another awesome day of work and excitement here at LPJ Design. It is a great day today. We've had a lot of good things. A lot of cool things happened. A lot of fun things are happening. We still got some stuff we've got to work with. It's really a great time for us. I'm really excited. So first and foremost, thank you so much for stopping by and watching us here on Transparency Agenda Daily. November 1st. Whole new month, whole new excitement. It's all thrilling. Good stuff going on. So let's talk about some stuff that we got in before we get into our big topic. First off, Jeff Lee was kind enough to send an update he's doing or did to the Caliban. It's one of our races that we replace with orcs, and I've talked about on reskinning. So Jeff was kind enough to add several more. Actually, I'm exact. I'm actually doing a layout as I'm reading it. He added, let's see for everybody. He added a Caliban Elite, a CR5, a Caliban Witch Doctor, CR8, a Caliban Clan Leader, CR10. We got 1, 2, 3 more new Caliban weapons. And 1, 2, 3 more, 3 more new feats, and Jesus, so new spells. Like I said, I haven't even seen it. I've just literally been laying it out just as I got it in. So one of them with a great spell name, I'm not even going to front on this, is a great name, Doppelganger Digestion as a spell. I'm not even going to read what that is yet, but it's kind of excited. That sounds kind of interesting. So I want to see what this stuff. It's got 3 new spells. Combine that with the old book. I'm going to be updating the original one we've done with this new stuff, so we can have even more new cool stuff, and we'll update it. So if you bought the original one, you don't have to feel like you've been left out. 2 weapons. That's right. Jeff Lee's on the call here. 2 weapons. I added the Caliban bolas, which are in the core setting. That's right. Which didn't make in the Caliban. Yeah, that's right. It didn't do that. Oh, that's funny. Funny you should say that. I didn't even realize that. So yes, interesting stuff. Always interesting stuff when we're having fun being creative. So that's always good. Right now I'm trying to finish this last little page, and I've got you guys on here. I at least want to. I'm literally, the layout was done. I have to redo the layout again, adding some more new stuff, and dying to move this stuff around. I'm gonna do this before I get off this call. Off this video, so you'll see. Well, I guess you can't really see. A lot of people always wonder, like, hey, what do you lay your program out? What do you lay your stuff on in? Everybody knows I use InDesign. If you didn't know, I use InDesign. I'm a big Adobe guy, so I've been using Adobe products, my entire creative career. So I'm very, very comfortable at working with them, and I enjoy them thoroughly. So boom, if you're ever interested in getting into publishing, get InDesign. I'd appropriately say learn InDesign or find someone who knows it, who can help you out. You don't want to try InDesign right off the bat. It can be quite a ferocious beast. I know from my personal experience, but I will say that once you learn, hey Jason, what's going on? Once you learn InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, if you have those 3, you're good to go. Those are the 3 mandatory that you should know if you're going to be a graphic designer. A lot of people think they know it because they've, hey, I got it. I got it. No, that doesn't mean you know it. There's a lot of nuances to it. There's a ton of stuff I don't even know. Like grep styles. I never ever used grep styles. I never knew what they were for a long time. Just recently, I found out what they were. I've heard about them, but it's like I'm not using that. But now I found a reason where I could be using that. So it's like, the things change. It's just helpful for you to become more creative in the field, to learn more about the stuff. So boom, never take a second out to not learn something new. You know how I feel about that. I'm all about finding new things. So today, of course, today was our big first day release. Yeah, it is a huge, not a huge, okay, look, I'm going to say this before I get to it. InDesign has a decent learning curve. I suggest people learn, if you want to learn it seriously, find someone who does it, let them teach you, and pay them for it. When I was doing my design school, I had my buddy teaching me. I forgot. It's been such a long time ago. I think it was, $25 an hour he was charging me for it. Yeah, because he was just doing instruction. So yeah, it's like $25 an hour. That was like, 20 years ago. Well, let me not lie. Almost 25 years ago. So, I mean, I thought it was a good investment. And, you know, I've worked since. I haven't gone hungry because not of my skill level. So you can learn it. I didn't go to art school. Anybody can learn this stuff. It's just time, learn, understand, see what looks good, and do your own thing. You know, don't always pay attention to those guys who go to those fancy schools. They don't all know a lot of stuff. I've only met like literally 2 guys in my entire life who went to art school that actually were amazing. All the rest of the guys were okay. You know, they got themselves a big fancy degree from art school, and all they got with that was a whole lot of, you know, taxes, you know, and paying back that big old bill. I didn't do any of that stuff. I paid $25 bucks. Yeah, $25 an hour for a year, about a year and a half. And I used that and made a career for myself. So you tell me what was a better investment. There you go. You know, plus I'm a little lucky too. I can't lie. I've been lucky in life. Life has been nice enough to shine on me in moments where it shouldn't have, but you know, it has worked out in my favor. So I'm good with that too. All right. So boom. Today was the first big release of Infinite Dungeon. A lot of people who are signed up knew that we were releasing stuff over the weekend. We released a small part of the map for people to get a little look-see, and it was, you know, it's kind of just a small little look. Because initially I planned to, you know, cut sections out and then put it up. But hey, we gave them the full map. We gave them the player's map, and we gave them the standard map, not the exclusive map. The exclusive map comes much later. That's the one where we've added extra stuff to it. That's for our $4 level for pledges, or $3.99 to be exact. Yeah, this is the one where you get additional rooms that you won't see on anything or else. Even on the PDF that comes out for it, you won't. If you get the basic one, you will not get these extra rooms. They're only specifically for our, you know, at that level. Those are the guys who supported us. They're going to get it. Sorry if you like what you see so far. You know, it's only more awesome just to go up. And it's like I said, it's $1.50 more. It's worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Trust me. The people who are working on these projects are really high skilled guys. I mean, look, Jeff's working on it. Jeff Lee's on the video here. Michael McCarthy and Rich Redmond, all solid guys. You know, if you like my stuff, you like what we've done at LPJ Design, you like that kind of stuff, you've seen these guys work. So it's not like, oh, I've never heard these guys before. Yes, this is a Patreon. For those who don't know, this is a Patreon. We've moved away. Well, and now this is going to talk about this today too. I've kind of moved away from Kickstarter. I have New Exodus I'm finishing up, and Crisis, which is basically midpoint done. We're working on the printing issue. We all know about the printing issue. If you don't know, you can see our other video about what happens. I got it in the mail, and see what happens when your book's on print. And I still haven't heard back on that. If you're wondering about that, I still haven't heard back what's going on. I'm still upset, but whatever. We'll keep moving on. So we moved to Patreon, and well, before we can totally switch gears to Infinite Dungeon, I want to talk about this on Kickstarter, which I thought was kind of interesting. So today, Kickstarter introduced a completely new idea and a new way to bring, as I said, a new way to bring creative projects to life. It's called Kickstarter Live, and you're like, "Ooh, what's that, Lewis?" Basically, it looks like you can do live video on Kickstarter about your Kickstarter, and people can watch it there. And I'm like, well, where was that? Like, you know, flipping, you know, years when I was doing the stuff. No, I've not gotten the replacement book yet. I haven't even edited it yet. That's my fault. That was totally my fault. I should have been more focused on that. Sorry, Jason. Yeah, I've not gotten that. I need to redo the files because I put them for Lightning, and Lightning once again has. I'm not saying Lightning Source is a bad POD publisher. I'm just saying I've had a lot of problems with them, and I can't figure out why I have so many problems with them. While, you know, Amazon, usually never the same problem. So I was like, sure, no problem, done. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't even care anymore. It's just it's another piece that I've got to figure out. But I've got to get the stuff ready for Lightning Source because I have people who paid for it. So there you go. I'm not even getting to that right now. It's gonna see how upset I get about it. That's why I'm always like, oh, I hate that. So, like I was saying, Kickstarter is doing live video now. I don't know what they're using as the engine for it, but it's kind of cool because if you do live video, you can do a live chat like I'm doing here, same thing. But there's a feed on the right-hand side that keeps going up, and you can switch it from chat to Q&A to pledge. So if you see something kind of cool, they're talking about some kind of game you're interested, you can pledge in the spot. And I think that's another brilliant step. And it's like, oh, I love it. I love it. And apparently it's like you can add people in video wise to it. So so it's like kind of like a little show. It's very cool. Once again, I think this is just another great piece for Kickstarter to do smart things, to be helpful for people to do their stuff. I think it's smart. It looks smart to me. I've seen some people's videos. They're still kind of rough, so I expect it to be rough. But still, it's cool. It's very, very cool. I think this is the future of, Kickstarter. I think it's smart. I hope Patreon does something like this, because it would just be brilliant. It's a simple idea, but it makes a lot of sense. But I've also wondered in my head. I wonder if Kickstarter would buy Patreon or vice versa, or whatever. But like, would they incorporate themselves? Because I think they're very similar in things they do, but they're also very different. Patreon is a monthly, or I like Patreon in the sense of I can get something when I want it. Kickstarter is that whole, I gotta promise a bunch of stuff, and maybe if you reach it, we're gonna get it, and that's the whole thing. Or even worse, I promise some stuff, we start getting it, we really take off, we blow through the roof, and we got to add stuff, and we don't even know what to add anymore, and we're just shooting up, and we're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? So you have that kind of side to it. So it's it's interesting. It's got some ups and downs, but hey man, I'm happy about it. I guess I'm happy about it. It's interesting, but as I said, I'm trying to stay off Kickstarter for a while. But once again, this might bring me back, which is like, oh great, this is gonna bring me back. So I'm trying not to do Kickstarters. I'm trying to try Patreon, which I like Patreon. I like the idea of it. I mean, so many people have gotten on Patreon lately. A lot of people I've been following, a lot of people I like are getting stuff. Owen has a page. Jason Bullman has a page. Schneider has a page. It's like a lot of people that just like, oh, okay, who are who are you paying attention to? Who are you watching? And I enjoy it for that reason. I find it very cool. Like I said, I have my own page where I do my stuff, but I watch. I mean, I'm watching. Let me see. I'm supporting Enza Geist and Clinton Boomer, as everybody knows, but I'm watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 other pages. And some are friends, some are people I'm fans of, and some are just like, ooh, what's that? So it runs the gambit. Things that excite me, I'll put on. I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. Like this one guy, he's doing painting videos, and it's one of those things. It's like this guy can have an awesome page, but he hasn't really supported it the best way he could have. Okay, I'm gonna put his link up here. Joverine, like Wolverine, but it's Joverine. This is his Patreon site. This is Patreon site. There's nothing really. Okay, let me phrase that. I don't think there's nothing bad. I think there's some stuff bad with the page, and it's more in the sense of he's not doing enough to get people interested in it. Because he has, me, me as usual. I'm doing this as I'm typing, so you'll see some cool stuff. He only seems to have like six followers, and basically he's drawing art. He's doing drawing and art videos, and he makes 6 patrons give him $13 a week. He's got a $1 reward level. A $5 gives you weekly sketches and drawings and PSD files, and a $10 weekly files, PSD files, and video stream. See, this it's not exciting enough. Oh, Omar Dugan, someone I know. I'll check it out. He's got. See, that's another thing. There's so many people doing pages on Patreon. You can always find someone you know. Like Jake Parker's on there. Jake Parker has done a lot of stuff that I've seen that I'm a fan of. I like Jake Parker stuff. That's why I watch it and follow it. So, I mean, this guy's stuff, it's good artwork. Don't get me wrong, it's really good artwork, but he hasn't really done anything. He hasn't posted anything. He hasn't done any way to help his community. He hasn't gone out of his way to get people excited about it. It's just he should. This guy. I mean, this guy's artwork. Wow, it's really nice artwork. I would love to have this guy work for me. That's how crazy it is. This guy's stuff is so good. I'd like to work for me, but I don't know if this guy's gonna get anything done. Is that him? No. He's just guys he's supporting. Oh yeah, I just went to Omar Dugan's page and seeing who he's supporting. He's supporting. It's another great person he's supporting. He's supporting this guy who should be doing better stuff. It just, once again, it just makes me mad when I see people who have really awesome pages that I really like to support and do cool stuff and support. Just don't. Like this one on this girl. I'm gonna mispronounce this. This is a Russian. I guess I'll put this on here because I can't pronounce it. Kushiva Ila. It's KUVSHINOVILYA. Yeah, I don't have to pronounce it right. I just got to spell it, which I did. It's another page, like an awesome looking page. And I was like, oh, who's this? I don't know this person. But there's some awesome art in this. Let me close this one. And I think I'm assuming she's the image of an icon. She generates, whoa! See, I misread the thing because once again, when you read these, it's always kind of interesting. She generates $2,700, almost $2,750 per week. So for the people who know quick math, you times that by 4 or 4.3 to be exact. That's like 10 she makes a month. So $120,000 she gets drawing. And I'm assuming it's a she, but it's a picture of a girl. So I'm assuming it's she. It's not really. I'm not saying it isn't, but just a picture. But wow, look at that, man. Do you see how much money that is? That's a lot of money. That's 10 grand a month. That's good money. I don't care what you think about if you don't like it or whatever, and it's not your kind of thing. I know it is my kind of thing. $10,000 a month tells me that somebody is supporting this person and loving the work that's being done. And it's so regular, and the artwork is really stunning. It's really nice stuff. It's very nice stuff. It's just, amazing. And this is per week, so I can see let me see what you get. $1, of course, you get the basic. $5, you get a weekly pictures, 10 or more, with under sketches and more, and PSD. For $5, that's not a bad deal. And that has 191 Patreons. Okay, so for $10, you get all the weekly sketches, the PSDs, and the full size, and the process video. Okay. And that's it. She's only got 3 levels. See, once again, that's another thing I like. 3 levels of decision. And let's see. Let's go back. Let's see some stuff. She only has 2 gold rewards. For $1,000, I'll start my own personal comic with you. That's at $1,000, but she's got to that. Next up, $5,000. With this support, I can finally create our own independent animated series. And that's $5,000 a week. So yeah, at that point, you probably can do that. So there you go. And her stuff looks beautiful. So I'm guessing someone's overseas, but it looks like very, I'm gonna say Asian-esque in the design style and the aesthetic. So aesthetic, really. Yeah, looks kind of cool. Boom. See, once again, Patreon always leads me onto other stuff that I maybe haven't seen. Our buddy of ours, Jim Zub. We got to talk about Jim Zub. Jim Zub's on here. And you're like, if you say who's Jim Zub, apparently you didn't been watching our videos. Jim Zub was kind enough to go on here and talk with us. Jim Zub, who, and this upsets me, but I get it, but this upsets me. He's only got 74 patrons. He's making $346 on this. That's not a lot of money, but you know what? It's good money for Jim Zub. I'm like I said, I like Jim Zub. He's a buddy of ours, and hey, we talk about him because he came on the show. He gave us a great stuff to understand about being a connection between comics and comic books, or comics and RPG writing. A lot of good stuff. See, so boom. If you're checking out this page, I'm putting a link in here for so always. So yeah, it's another cool piece to look at. That's the cool thing. There's so many things that come up that we can look at as fans and stuff. So that's why I think Patreon's going to be like one of the biggest things to come out of like this new update of like creator owned things. I think it's going to do very, very well. Yeah. There's so many people trying so many different things. So why not we try? Why don't we try some cool things? Why don't we try some weird things? Let's try some awesome stuff. Oh, Dave Kellett. Dave Kellett, if you don't, Daniel. Okay, so Dave Kellett was with for a long time with the guys who are doing web comics, and I know I've mentioned him several times throughout the years. I'm a big fan of his stuff. I think he's interesting. I think he understands how to do cool looking stuff to get people interested. So it's one of those, hey, Dave Kellett. I'm putting his name on here. By the way, I hope everybody knows that every time we put these links up, I'm really putting these links up just for you to get information and check stuff out, which is important. But I'm also keeping kind of a historical record for myself. It's up. I don't think about it anymore. I know I can find these things when I talk about them. So do yourself a favor, check this stuff out. If you're on the publishing side and the creative side, take a couple seconds out, check these links out. A lot of these guys, I mean, the traffic's important. We all know this traffic is important. So do yourself a favor, figure out, not even figure out, just find stuff here that you can use that you can find useful for yourself. And, I think a lot of these guys deserve it. They've done hard work. They deserve the stuff that they've gotten, and they worked hard. Oh, Chris Straub has one. See, look at this. See what happens. You go down a rabbit hole. Chris Straub, another member from the original Webcomics Weekly, which was a great show. Chris Straub makes about $1,600. Chris Straub has a lot of artwork that I think was interesting. Like Chainsaw Suit is one of his comics, which I always thought was a great name. And his videos are hilariously funny. That's another thing, man. These guys are good guys. They are good guys. they inspired me to basically do this. I wouldn't be doing this without them. Yeah, I mean, bluntly, I think they helped me come out of my shell of what am I going to do? I don't know if I can do that. Oh, you know what? Boom. Help these. If you know who they are and you're fans of their stuff, swing by, help some favor out. Boom. He's got some rewards. He even got rewards with the 4,000, which I think is kind of interesting. He's done some interesting stuff. His Kickstarter is very interesting. He's I think when if you like his stuff, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's very much like that kind of thing. But I think if you like it, you'll like it. And I always like to expose people to new and different things. Here's the one. Oh God, Daniel Leisky. He's a thing called Worm World Saga. Worm World Saga. See if I can pronounce it correctly. I've seen this images for this stuff for a long, long time, and I always wondered, like, is this guy ever going to come out with this stuff? What's going on? What's going on? And just by hook by crook, I found it by here that he apparently is doing stuff. Which, well, of course, he's doing something, but he's doing stuff on Patreon. And another one, it's not a lot of money he's generated. And I'm always amazed when I see people who have not really generated a ton of money. Not for the sense of how could they not make it. It's just very much the sense of I don't think they've exposed themselves well enough. Like he has 182 patrons. He's only generating about $437 a month. And now, let's be honest, he could do more. And he's got to say his goals are pretty low. Yeah, let's see his post. When's the last time he posted something? It's up, he blasting post October 21st, October 14th, October 7th. So he posts weekly. Okay, very much post weekly. That's good to know. So if he's doing all this, and when you see this page, you'll understand why I like this page. I like the logo. I've seen this thing for a long time, and I've been like, oh, okay, just let me see. Floating on the internet, you're like, oh, this is going to be popular. This is going to be big. So I think that it should do very, very well. So if you want to check it out with the links here down below, of course, or up top on Facebook. So that's how it goes. A lot of good stuff. Oh yeah, I did that. That's earlier. Oh yeah, yes. Jeff, check your email. I just sent you something. Boom. So yeah. Well, I guess I sent it a while ago, and I just sent you. So there you go. And look what time. You see, we still got like 7 minutes. And here we go. Like I said, I really like this whole Patreon thing. I can't. I mention it a lot because I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be huge. I think when people really figure out what they need to do and how they need to do it right, I think this is going to be the big thing. And yes, I think people will like using it. I think people will like using this much more than using Kickstarter. I always said the claw with Kickstarter has been and always will be. You put the money, you got to wait a year or never in some cases, and you don't always get the money. And that's the thing. And Patreon doesn't have that. Patreon is month to month. If somebody screws up in 1 month, you're like, I'm cutting, I'm out. See you later. I thought I was going to be your guy and I thought I was going to support you, but nope, you muffed up, so I'm out of here. And that's like a cool thing to do where you can just say, nope, done. I'm done. Thank you. I'm done. Bye. Click and be out. So I know for us, we are incredibly excited about that. I like to know that people are going in and out and checking stuff out and getting the stuff and they're happy. It's a cool thing. It's a very, very cool thing. Yeah. So yes, I'm gonna stop kissing the butt of. I know you guys are like, Jesus, though, you're kissing the butt of Patreon, like they're giving you a percentage, and sadly they're not. I wish they were, but they're not. But I think they've got the potential to get awesome stuff. Oh, I forgot. Oh, okay. Since I talked about it, I think I should. Okay. I did mention that Wes Schneider has a page. Jason Bullman has a page. There's a lot of pages. A lot of pages of people I know. But someone who I did not mention, I should have mentioned. Someone actually I should be mentioning more often because of all the nice things she's always done for me and always treated me, and I've always respected that. I thought that was really cool. Liz Quartz has her own page. So if you are a fan or you're a third-party guy, I say you should go over there. Support her if you can. Liz has been nothing but amazing to this industry. I'm so thankful that she worked for Paizo so long as she did. For myself, I know I think I never had someone in my corner as strong as her. I think she'd done everything to, be nice to me. She didn't have to. I mean, Liz didn't have to be nice to me and be friendly and try to, do all the stuff she did. I'm very thankful for that. But like I said, you never know. People don't realize that this industry, is run by really nice people who sometimes are massive introverts, like myself, or just can't get to all the things they want to do and can't help you in every way you'd like to help, but help in all kinds of different ways you don't even know about. That happened to me just recently. Two people who, really went out of their way to basically tell people that, hey, I'm a good guy and should give me a chance at something. And it was very, very helpful. And I'm very, very thankful for that. They didn't have to do that. They could have been like, nah, good luck with that, homeboy. You stand over in the corner. And they could have easily done that and not blinked an eye. And would that have been wrong? Of course not. That it wasn't their job to do that, but they did do that. And I'm very appreciative of that. I like to tell people that all the time. It's very, very important. So it's a business. It's a business. It's a business. Okay. Away from that one. Jason, no, but Jason. Yeah, Jason Bullman he's a machine. He's doing very well. Jason Bullman is doing, he's got 67 patrons so far, $676. That's a very weird number, but whatever. It's a legitimate number of people who have given him money because they like him. See, this is what this thing's about. If they like you, they'll support you. And if you do awesome stuff, they'll support you even more so. So I think you'll see, guys like Jason, I think will do very well on this. Like, Owen will do very well on this. I don't think I put Owen even in here. I've mentioned his name like 12 million times. I should actually put his link in here. Yeah, this is just a whole big, talking about Patreon. Yeah, like I said, I like it. Alan, it's not my fault. It's just I like that Patreon. It's good stuff. That Patreon is like crack. It's good for you kids. Have a little bit. You never know. Boom. Owen Casey Stevens. He's on my. This whole list is just a Patreon list. Stuff if you maybe haven't seen before. Maybe you need to check out. Maybe you need to see more of this stuff. I guess I want to mention them. No, I have 2 minutes. I'm not going to mention them. They're friends, and I'm not going to mention them. They'll be like, no, okay, I'll mention them as their friends. Dreams Card Press. I know the guys at Dreams Card Press for a long time. They have a Patreon, if you did not know. So I got to type Dreams Card Press. If I was a better typist, it wouldn't be such a problem. That wasn't so bad for typing. They've got one. Everybody I know's got one. All the cool kids are doing Patreon. Why aren't you doing Patreon? Why are you not thinking that you'd want to talk to your fans directly and do cool stuff? And their Patreon, they're based on per project. I think that's a smart idea for them. People support them. They get the cool thing. I'll tell you some other thing I've noticed, and this is kind of anti-me. Most people only have 3 rewards. They don't have a lot of reward levels on Patreon. It's like $1, $5, $10. That's pretty common. On ours, ours is $1, $2.50, $3.99, $20 and $40. But those 20 and 40 are for, big retailers or big guys who want to support us and do advertising action and book. That's a way for them to do advertising with us. So that's why you have those. Since we release a regular monthly product, it makes sense to. Yeah, I know. Okay, look, my website, I need to update it. I've been putting it off. But I did put more pictures on. I cannot lie. I've been working on it kind of, sort of. It's, once again, people, I'm a web designer in my real job. Coming home working on more websites does not really excite me. So, it's one of those kind of things. I need to update it. But that's why I do everything on Facebook, or I do it on Pinterest, or I do it on Patreon, so people can see me. Or I do videos, or you can check my blog out. There's all kinds of ways to find stuff. My webpage really needs work because it needs work, but it's like, do I want to sit down and do that? Or would I want to make you another awesome product? Do I want to sit down and do that? Or tell Jeff, hey, Jeff, we should do an awesome product on XYZ. There's what's more important to me? Making out cool stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Hence, that's why we talked about your Patreon for, 30 minutes. That's what it's all about. All right. I'm done. It's 30 minutes. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so okay, tomorrow's comic book day. I don't know if anything's good coming out. I've not been impressed with comics of late, as always. Because God knows, everybody knows I complain about comics all the time. I should really stop doing that. But, I love comics. And I wish comics would get better, but they just seem to be tipping towards boredom. So I don't like that. I want to do awesome stuff. We should do more awesome stuff, the most awesome stuff possible. And that's why, because I think we're doing awesome stuff, Check out Infinite Dungeons. See if you like it. It's gonna be great. I'm not gonna just lie to you. It's an awesome thing. If you like what Monty Cook was doing back in the day with Dungeon a Day, we're trying to be the spiritual successor to that. That's it, point blank. Check us out. Come see us on Patreon. Come support us. You'll be happy. We'll be happy. We'll all walk away happy. It's going to be good for everybody. All right. And as usual, if you know anybody who's interested, point this way. Jeez, finger. Point this way. Check out, subscribe to us on YouTube. Right here I'm pointing. If you're on YouTube, you'll see the little button down there. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It's always a nice appreciation. Maybe I'll do a question of the day. Question of the day. What else do you want us to talk about? We talk about the same thing. So you tell me what you want us to talk about. Put it in the day, put question of the day at the bottom or on the top, wherever it is, and just tell me what you'd like to see us talk about. Because hey, I'll talk about it. Even if it's controversial, you never know with me. I enjoy all that kind of stuff. Alan, we're not gonna talk about comic books and me and Alexis right now. Let's not get into that. All right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. If you come back tomorrow, I'll talk about New Access and comic books. A long story, it'll be fun for everybody. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.